Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before the presentations, I would like to thank you for the committee on the events of the Interconnects International Conference on Environment, Green Technology, and Digital Society on the Borobudur International Symposium's stage. On these occasions, I would like to present my research. This is carbonation's induced corrosion's effect on the seawater based mortar as patching material. On this research collaborations is Pinta Astuti, Adinda Dewi Novitasari, me as the presenter, Ahmad Fajar, and Anisa Zulkarnain and Adhitya Yoga Purnama. From this research, there are some collaborations between the Department of Civil Engineering Faculty of Engineering Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, Department of Civil Engineering Vocational College, Universitas Gajah Mada. On these introductions, there are some infrastructure development in both rural and urban area, demonstrate considerable advancements on over time. According on Informasi Statistic Infrastructure PUPR 2024, there are some increasing infrastructure about 1.13% on the sub-districts by province and total village by province in 2023. Mortar remains an important point of the advancements in the constructions industry as applications is intricately linked ongoing infrastructure development. According to Rangan, the 2022 mortar expansion is a mixture of the fine aggregate water cement with adhesive Portland cement that are stirred until they become paste, which is stirred in until become a mixture homogeneous mixture. Good mortars is mean that quality can be seen if the mortar can adhere easily, dry quickly, has durability for a long time, and does not cause cracks. Corrosion is chemical or electrochemical reaction that plays between reinforcing material and adhesive and aggressive contents about the surrounding environments. We can see that on the left picture is a corrosion process. We can see that corrosion products from the steel with chemical reaction between Fa and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. There are some reaction between corrosion is an anodic reaction and cathodic reactions. Um, According to Arianto, rust or sustain is substance that are reddish brown color with the chemical Fa2O3 and H2O iron oxides can pin off causing newly exposed curved surface to corrode gradually. That means corrosion compromise the integrity of the building structure if not addressed will reduce the surface life of the structure. Under introductions, we can see on the previous literature on this research. On the present research, there are some study. It will go into study with three wet towel conditions, with dry laboratory conditions, and the rubber on the coated using a rust paint and use exposure that using wet towel conditions method. And the current on the fresh and hardened with the corrosion steel bar. The current study was conducted to determine the effect of the carbonation on the corrosions of reinforcing steel in the seawater mixed with mortar in the form of cube. On this research, there are some three objectives. The first one is understanding the impact of the corrosions of mortar measuring 50 centimeters, and the effect of coating on corrosions of three coatings with uncoated mortar, surface coating, and steel coating. The last one is testing for the carbonations in 357-day-old mortar, utilizing the penophthalene solutions. This is a method of the research. We can see that on the half cell potential method, with the measuring the potential of the corrosions. Potential of the corrosion is the non-coating, surface coating, and steel coating. We can say that, and the test specimens will be crushed to see the carbonation test with the spraying the phenolphthalein liquid. And the last one is carbonation depth values presents actual corrosions variation Z and AK. On this method, we can see that there are some uh, structure on the exposure conditions with the towel condition, dry well laboratory condition, and dry well cycle. With the research executions, first one is preparation for sample, half potential, crushing process, carbonation testing, and cracking results. On the results, we can see that from the result, we can say that the diagram corrosion potential by HCP. We use the ISM CX7 XC7 with 6 with standard utilize the probability of corrosion. You can see that on the 3 centimeter is higher corrosions than 10 centimeter. But on the coating, we can see that on the non-coating with higher than surface coating and the steel. But on the surface coating, there are some higher than the steel. It means steel coating is effective for the protecting the steel. On the result in the reaction, this is a specimen code Z. You can see that non-carbonated before and after. This is a specimen AK. We can see that this is like a before and after too. Under result discussion, we can see that the table depth of carbonation of the test specimens, there are variations. The test specimens indicate variations in carbonation depth influenced by multiple factors. We can see that on the comparison table of carbonation of the value types of parameters. This is the before and after. We can see that with clear, not carbonated and carbonations. Some water layer tests were carbonated while the other were not. This shows that carbonation distributions on concrete is variable. Maybe the carbon dioxide exposure, material density, and concrete exposure. On the comparison diagram of carbon dioxide, we can see that the graph illustrates a notable variation in carbonation depth, indicating that the carbonation depth associated with the dry-wet cycle is elevated to wet and dry deposition process is responsible for accelerating the corrosion of the material. On the weight loss comparison chart, we can see that the PC system exhibit a lower weight loss rate than PPC. With the PVC, this is the higher weight loss. On the thickness layer, we can see that with 3 centimeter thickness layer, they're higher on the weight loss, not less than 10 centimeter. On the coating, we can see that the coating is the weight loss about 1.78%, and the weight loss of the 3 mil with the non-coating, we can see that is 2.0278 grams. On the exposure condition, the weight loss is in dry lab condition with comparable measuring 1.847 respectively. In the meantime, the dry wet cycle conditions exhibited the greatest weight loss at the 2.8087 grams, suggesting the wet dry cycle was more effective in inducing the degradations. Conclusion: the corrosion potential value of the mortar code Z, which utilize PPC cement, exceed that the code AK, which implies PCC cement. The range of prevention method illustrate the sequence of corrosion potential value progressing the most negative, the most positive one, like a non-coating, surface coating, and the conglomerating with the steel coating as the most positive way. The analysis of the exposure condition indicate that the corrosion potential values ranged from the most negative to the most positive, the following order like dry cycle and wet towel and dry conditions. Mortar exhibiting a cover thickness 3 cm demonstrate more negative corrosion potentials. The carbon depth of the specimen exhibited the highest value on the dry wet cycle condition, followed by the dry wet cycle with the lowest value observed in the wet towel. The analysis of the exposure condition indicates the percentage the weight allows it in finally in the dry wet cycle. After that, and thank you for the presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.